I'm just not real sure what to talk about today. There's so many things going on. And right now, it's not a bad thing. It's just that each day I go through my life and something happens, and I think in the back of my mind, like, I gotta do something about that. I wanna make a video about that, or I wanna say something about this. But then, I have to really think about, like, am I jumping to a topic that's not really that interesting? I don't know, because the bottom line of these videos is that it's kind of like some people write journals. I just talk about stuff and I just get it off my chest. So lately, the big thing was after a doctor's appointment. Friday? I think Friday I had a doctor's appointment. And of course, what do doctors always say? Bless their hearts. You need to lose weight. When I'm not saying he's wrong, I'm sure he's right. Weight and medications. Be careful about medications, my loves. I let me tell you a story about my ex-husband. My ex-husband, wonderful person that he is. When we met when we were 16. He moved to my town after his mother passed away. He was a big guy. He's a big guy. Half Hawaiian, half Native American. And we were in high school, and we had this little cafeteria downstairs where you could buy snacks, chips, candy, sodas. They even sold sodas. I don't understand this, but this was like in 90, 93, 94. They sold 2 liters of soda at the snack down in the snack bar down in the high school. And he would go down to the snack bar in between classes, buy a whole 2 liter of remember Ruby Red Squirt? Yes, he would buy a whole 2 liter of Ruby Red Squirt, and he would drink the entire 2 liter during that class. That's less than an hour. Then he'd go down, buy a couple bags of chips and another 2 liter and drink that during the next 2 classes. And then does not include all the water. He was constantly thirsty. Where am I going with this? Turns out he had diabetes at 18 years old. I think it was 17 actually when he really started showing signs of it. So of course with diabetes, what did they do? You gotta get on medication, right? They didn't push him to lose weight at that time. I don't know why. I just remember him talking about, well, the doctor said I should do this, this, and this, and none of them was lose weight, exercise, take care of your body. Of course, then we were kind of like getting out of high school, getting out on our own. I was starting college. And so, I'm sorry, but most people that age kind of tend to go a little butt nutty, meaning, we moved in together and we were constantly going out to eat because, when you're renting an apartment, you don't really have, I think he had maybe a car payment. I don't know. We didn't have any other payments at that age, and we didn't accumulate that much debt. He already knew he didn't want to use credit cards. So what else are we going to do with our paychecks? Let's go out to eat. Let's go out to Red Robin. Let's go downtown Seattle and let's go, eat all you can eat Mongolian barbecue. Oh my Jesus. I don't know if Chang's is still on Broadway in Seattle. Actually, it's not in Seattle. Broadway is kind of like in a different district. But there's a street called Broadway, and they have great restaurants, bars, and all this stuff. And I don't know how much it's changed since I've been home, but they have this restaurant called Chang's. It's all you can eat Mongolian grill. That's where we got all this. That's where this came from. This right here. This is Chang's right here. Down here is all the other stuff from wherever else we ate. But he ended up on diabetes medication, and we were eating out all the time. Nobody told us it was that important really to exercise, but I'm not gonna lie, It was in the back of our minds because every once in a while we would try to go out and we would try to, oh, we should really go exercise. We should really get healthy. Okay. Then the diabetes led to high blood pressure. Then he was on high blood pressure medicines, and one of those made him retain water. So he was on some other medication that, like Actos, glyburide, oh my God, metformin. He was on 4 different prescriptions. And then the high blood pressure, retaining water, and then they were giving him water pills or something to kind of help flush the water out. And the whole time this is happening, he's taking all these pills. His kidney is processing the hell out of this stuff. And by the time I joined the military, he was on about 8 medications, one due to the side effect of another, and because of another. And they were all supposed to mitigate each other. And he was showing signs of renal failure early, because I remember the endocrinologist while I was in the military was telling him, like, I want to do some blood tests. Something about your kidneys not right. And a few months after Guy got out of the military, he collapsed due to full renal failure. His blood toxicity was at 22. The creatinine level was at 22. They said he should have been dead. All of this was putting his kidney into overdrive, and it just failed. All of this probably could have been avoided had we ate a little healthier, not done so much fast food. I'm so guilty of this today. I just was too tired to make anything in the morning. It's laziness. That's what it is. Sheer laziness. So my doctor's appointment, he says, your diabetes level, your A1C's gone up, and I'm on metformin. Now he wants to put me on some other medication. And metformin, I kind of went with it because at first one of the first doctors said it can help you lose a little weight. You know what? I don't need help losing weight. I know how to do it. I need help. I need a good kick in the ass is what I need. Because what I don't want, to end the story with my ex-husband, he did have a kidney transplant in 2014. And he's doing fantastic. He's moved back home to Seattle. He's with his sister and his family. He exercises every day. He's strong. But he lives in terror because he is constantly afraid of the day that his number is going to be up. He feels the mortality of his life. And I think we all sometimes get to that point where we're like, I'm not saying that's where I was on Friday, but I did kind of open my eyes a little bit when my doctor was saying, he was like, so the issues I have with my ankle hurting when I'm walking too much is the reason I can't jog. I used to love to jog, actually. I joke about running and how much I hate it, but really I felt really good when I would jog. And that with my A1C, my breathing, I have to wear a CPAP machine at night because otherwise I don't sleep well. So many problems due to this weight. This right here. There's more down there, but it all boils down to willpower, motivation, self-discipline. And I think one of the things I deeply thought about this weekend was I talk about strength a lot. I love to empower other people, especially sisters. There's so many people out there that want to be beautiful and they have this low self-esteem. And I love myself. I really am comfortable with myself. But that's not a reason not to take care of myself. So, confession here. I've been really bad with avoiding the bad stuff because I'm too lazy to get up 30 minutes earlier and make my own breakfast. I'd rather just go to the drive-thru. Because I'm too lazy to prepare vegetables for dinner when it's easier to just microwave the mashed potatoes or something. I know that there's so many avenues to do this. I do have a plan. And I talked to my husband about it this weekend, surprisingly how supportive he is. And yeah, we'll eat, I'll help you. I'll prepare something before you get home. And then when we get home, we'll just heat it all up. And he's great. Sticking to it is the self-discipline that I need as well. The willpower to say no when I feel like getting up later and having something chocolatey because Mama loves her chocolate. So I have to really stay on myself because if I get one more medication now, there's going to be 3, then there's going to be 4, then this is going to start. This is probably, my heart is probably already struggling because I'm carrying around more weight than I need to. All in all, I guess my biggest obstacle here is just getting off my ass and doing it. Need to walk 30 minutes a day. I couldn't tell the doctor. I didn't have the heart to tell the doctor that after 15 minutes my ankles start to really hurt with walking. So I will probably look into swimming, but oh my God, the time it takes to get there, swim, dry off, get home. Life is so busy. I feel like I don't even have enough time in the day to do the things I even want to do, let alone the things I don't want to do. There's so much to do. And it feels like I'm not putting myself first enough to take care of myself. And I pray about it. I do. I ask God, I know that I need to respect the body, the vessel that you've given me. But Jesus, it's so hard. It's so hard when you just come home and you're starving and you'll just eat whatever's in the fridge. And if it happens to be last week's frozen meatloaf, you just wolf it down. So salads, I do need more vegetables because I joke around a lot about what I eat. And most of the time, it's never anything green. It's meats and potatoes. And that's from growing up with a little bit of my dad's Texas side of the family. Meat and potatoes, and oh my goodness. Talking to that doctor on Friday, talking about walking for 30 minutes a day, 2-3 days a week, just to start. I think the big thing, and you guys can hold me to this because I might need you to, is I got to cut out this. I love my sugar sweet coffees in the morning. And it's really bad because I can just taste the diabetes in this. It's so good. I love the caffeine and I love the sugar. When I was 20 and 21, I started working in Bellevue, Washington. Very uppity area. And at that time, Starbucks was still just sort of one of those coffee shops. It's just some place that they started. It was growing in popularity, but we didn't realize it was going across the country and throughout the world. This was when it was just in Washington State, maybe in Oregon. And I would go to this place called Starbucks. When a venti mocha frappuccino used to be about $3.80. Now I think it's almost $10. But I used to get a venti. Venti is, to help you understand, I think this is like a 20-ounce cup. A venti was like almost 32 ounces. It was huge. The cup was so big it wouldn't fit in my cup holder in my car. That's how big it was. And I would drink the whole thing before work. And everybody couldn't understand why I was so like, blah, 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 I was like out of my mind. But it was so good. And I remember around 2 years later of doing that routine every morning, I had I couldn't understand what it was, but somebody explained to me later it was a panic attack. Well, I wasn't panicking about anything. Nothing was upsetting me. I wasn't stressed. I just felt like my heart was about to explode out of my chest and I couldn't stop shaking and it was wild. I mean, it was crazy how I was acting and it felt. And somebody said, you need to lay off the caffeine because your heart is probably just, you're all thrusters and no rudders. And I was like, I'm only like 22, 23 years old. I'm too old to have heart problems. And yeah, it was. I laid off the caffeine and I couldn't believe it. I was actually off caffeine for years until I joined the military. And then, of course, coffee in the morning because there was just nothing else to do. So I got to kick this. I talked to the doctor and he said, don't change everything completely drastically because you'll never stick to it. And I prayed about it. And I don't remember how Jesus told me, but yesterday afternoon, it was kind of one of those things where I came to realize just one thing at a time. So I'm going to start with one thing, kind of like in different areas, so that I can kind of motivate myself to lose weight. One, my mind. I'm gonna start. Well, I already kind of read my scripture every other day or every day if I can to keep my stress level and keep myself on the path with my Lord and Savior. That's number one. Always number one. Now I want to kind of do something where I'm pulling something positive into my day each day, every morning. And so what I started to do is look for something to read for 20 minutes that's positive, something motivational. It can be anything. It could be something financial, something dietary. Read for 20 minutes about something that's going to help you improve you. Well, me. You can do whatever you want, but this is just my idea. Number two, the exercise. I get home at the end of the day and I'm done. I'm not going to go walk around the block for 30 minutes. But here I am right now, wide awake, energetic, first thing in the morning. I've got an hour and a half before I have to even start work. I'm thinking I might do my exercise, like come to work here in Midtown Reno. It's a beautiful area. I see a lot of people out walking dogs and stuff like that. I think I might bring my sneakers and just walk down the street to the Veterans Hospital and back. It's about 3 blocks. 3 blocks down, 3 blocks back. Let's start with that. It might not be 30 minutes right away. We'll see how my ankle holds up. So that's 2. Number 3, I'm going to give up this one thing. I will not give up any other regular diet stuff. We eat our dinners. Oh, we honestly don't eat like crap every day. I mean, it's not like I eat chocolate cake for dinner. We have like beef and chicken with like, pastas, rice, sometimes vegetables. I'll push in a little bit more vegetables to eat, but first thing in the mornings, I'm probably just going to do a cup of decaf just for the taste of it. I don't know, but the sugar in these and the caffeine, it's what's really, I can feel it here, literally. Like after the end of this, some days I can sit back and I can feel like the thumping in my chest. And it's weird. It's like, wow, that's my heart beating out of my chest. It's not like quite like the panic attack, but it's not normal. So maybe need to sacrifice the sin that's killing me. So it's not like we're all not dying anyway, but still, I want to live long enough to watch my son graduate. I want to see him get married. I want to see my grandkids. I'm only 44, but maybe too early to talk about grandkids. He's only 17, so don't tell him I said this. I want to live long enough. I want to spend many more happy years with my husband. You know, we met late in life, and I would be blessed to just have a few more years with him. But hey, if I have a dozen more, Jesus, I'll take it. It's the important things that you work for. And I would rather give this up for my husband and my son and for my God. You know, I don't want to abuse the body that he has blessed me with and treat it unfairly and unhealthily. So that's the plan. Hold me to it. Every morning that I'm going over to those diners and sitting down and having breakfast, maybe we'll have avocado toast instead of eggs Benedict or something. So some decaf coffee, or maybe just water. Water. I have my cup of water. Well, the phone is sitting on my water. It's my phone stand. I should be drinking that water. Maybe I'll use the coffee cup for the phone stand next time. But this is the plan. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you have other ideas. Anybody else? You want to sit here and you want to live long lives and do the right thing. And we want to talk about being strong and empowerment and, you know, the strength of Jesus and God. And then I just completely collapse when it comes to the coffee and the sugar. So the hypocrite in me, I'm sorry, sitting here talking to everybody about staying strong and stand by God and all this stuff. But boy, if the devil tells me it's time for coffee, I'm like, okay, I'll take two. So bad. So when this cup is done, my hope is that this is the last cup of this sweet, sugary, unhealthy coffee. Tomorrow's a new day. Sleeping well at night, wake up early, delve into the Word of God first thing in the morning. Maybe that should be my coffee. It's my Jesus. We'll see. We're going to bring our sneakers to work. We're going to walk. We're going to start it tomorrow. The day after, which is going to be Thursday, is going to be a day of rest. We're still not going to do the coffee, but we're not going to do the walk. We'll see. But hold me to it. Hold me to it. And I pray for strength because I can't do this. I know I can't. So I pray that God's going to be able to help me do this. And I know he can. I just have to listen to him. I have to obey his word. And if he sent that doctor to have that conversation with me, and when my eyes popped open when the doctor said something about another medication, if you're wondering, I'm not going to take the medication. I'm hoping to lose enough weight so I can just stop the first medication, which is for my diabetes, and then hopefully be on no more medications, because we all know we all have enough toxins pumped into our bodies. We don't need more. So here's to a new day. Wish me luck. I pray for strength. Pray for me. And if it helps you, I'll pray for you too, and we can try this together, hold each other accountable. As iron sharpens iron, right? But we'll see what happens. And in the meantime, I do love you guys, and I hope you love each other. And lay off the salt, but stay salty. You like that? Came up with that myself. All right, guys, have a great Tuesday. I'm always going to be here for you. Take care.